So one of the things that drew me to you at the Varanasi airport a couple of days ago was your energy. I think everyone around was quite hustled. The flight delays, and people had a tough couple of days in the cold, and just the chaos that existed. But you seemed very happy, you seemed very relaxed, and there was a different energy about you. So if you could just take me through your last couple of weeks and why and what drove your energy that day. I'm very
Yeah, I think I'm just so happy to be in India. I mean, this is the most beautiful place in the world for me. And it's so rich in culture and rich in wisdom. But how can you not be happy in India?
I mean, we need more of us. More of us to believe that.
Like, we're all like pushing to get on the plane. We're all going to get on the plane. The plane is going to get to the same place at the same time. What does it matter if you're first or lost? You know what I mean? So you just kind of enjoy where you are, take it easy, meet the people you meet, because there's always a reason for everything. So it's wonderful.
And you were traveling all alone?
Yeah, I'm traveling solo this time. Yeah, in Delhi, I stayed with my goddaughter. She lives in Gurgaon. And I met with Ambassador Garcetti. We did some location scouting for the movie. And then I did 2 different book signings for my new book, Krishna and Arjun, which were at bookstores with my publisher, Ayurveda, who's in Singapore, and their offices in India too. So that was like so fun. Then I went to Varanasi, had the whole Shiva spiritual experience at the temples and all that. Then I went to Kolkata, spent 2 nights at Bell and Locked, which is the best. And now I'm here. So it's fantastic. I love it.
I want to know where you're from. What were your motivations to bring you to India in the first place?
Okay, well, I'm from Palo Alto, California, which is now famous for Facebook. So everybody knows Palo Alto. But then it was like a little small university town. That's what it's happened. Went to high school there, moved to Los Angeles when I got into UCLA. Graduated from UCLA. Loved Los Angeles, wanted to be like a star kind of thing. So I just stayed in Los Angeles. Got married right away. My college sweetheart. Had 2 kids. I had been doing some little bit of everything. But then when I had my kids, I decided to be a mom. That didn't last very long because I'm so creative, I couldn't stand being a mom. So I started writing songs for children. And I was writing them with very spiritual messages, very empowering self-esteem. And this was the early 90s when that movement was just kind of getting started. So we turned them into videos. I worked for this, one of the jobs I had was a newscaster at a television station. And they kind of had a budget. So they paid me in production time. So I used that production time to make music videos of kids. And this, in the early 90s, this is like an entity. So Nickelodeon jumped on the bandwagon. Nickelodeon aired my videos. So that was like, and the guys who sang my songs went off to Broadway, and then they became big stars. So then I was all by myself. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I started writing books. So I wrote basically parenting books about to raise your kids with a sense of self, and a sense of focus, and being able to see the joy, mindfulness, I guess you could call it. This is before the mindfulness. Then I started studying Ayurveda, and I really loved it. I mean, and at that time, Deepak Chopra was the big guy doing it. So I went down to San Diego where he was teaching, working, met him. He liked what I was doing. He endorsed me on his teacher tracks. I took all of his courses. So I took my first trip to India in 2000. And that trip literally changed. So we went to Delhi, Agra. I brought my 14-year-old back home and ended my first marriage. And
Sorry to hear.
it's all good because we all have karma. And I realized that the karma that I had with that person was finished. And once your karma is finished, there's no point in staying around and suffering. You know what I mean? Why? Why do it? So it's time for both of you to grow. And it was a mutual decision. He recognized it too, so we part of amicable. And then I met my new husband shortly thereafter, who's from Australia. And he moved from Australia to the US to marry me. And he's a Buddhist. And we just spiritually were totally opposite, because he put spirituality first. I put and I can benefit from his wisdom. He can benefit. So then I started writing about Ayurveda, and through Ayurveda and through Deepak Chopra, I found Vedanta. And I love Vedanta more than anything. And I started reading Vedanta, and I realized that I needed a guide. So of course I go on the Google and I'm like, Vedanta near me, where do I find it? And I found the Vedanta Society of Southern California, where I met my guru, Swami Sarvadevanandaji, in Santa Barbara, one of our locations. And I just remember seeing him, in his orange robe, walking like right towards me. There's all these people around. He's walking right towards me, and he's got his hands behind his back, and he's just smiling. And he says, "How are you?" And I just looked at him. I said, "I've been looking for you." And he said, "Terrific, here I am. What's your email? I'll put you on my email." like we hit off like we've known each other forever, So then he says, on Tuesday, I'm teaching a class in the Bhagavad Gita at Hollywood, and you live closer to Hollywood than Hawaii. So great, I'm there. I had always heard of the Bhagavad Gita. I had bought several different copies of the Bhagavad Gita, but I didn't understand it. And I'd pick it up and I'd put it down. And I'm like, it wasn't like sinking in. I think it wasn't my time, or I didn't have the right teacher. You know what I mean? I knew it was a good thing. I kept it by my bedside, but I never read it. It was just there. When I took these classes with him, that opened up my world. It opened up my mind, and it just deepened my spirituality to such a level that I thought, everybody needs to read this book. Everybody needs to read this book. Why do we not know about it in the West? Why isn't this taught in school? That was my thing. So my Swami kept telling me, okay, you need to memorize this. And I tried to do it, but it was difficult, because it goes from Sanskrit, English to English. The Sanskrit you sing, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? But when you translate it to English, it's just blah, blah, blah. There's no rhythm, there's no line. How do I memorize it? So I decided, either for myself, to rewrite the English verse into English, right? So I did that verse by verse. I went through Nikhilananda's version. Nikhilananda was Brahmananda, so there's direct lineage there, right? So I rewrote them, and then what I did is I condensed it also, because I'm thinking with a Western mind, how are the Western people going to what is going to make it easier for them to understand the essence of the message in a way that, makes it relevant in this today. So I left out a lot of the stuff that, it's just not that, you know what I mean? I left out all the stuff that was descriptions of the other guys talking to each other, and just kept the conversation between Krishna and Arjun. And it ended up being 400 verses instead of 700. And it all rhymed. So I called it Song Divine and the lyrical rendition of the Bhagavad Gita. So then when I was nervous, I showed my songbook and I said, okay, this is what I do. Is it okay? Because, I don't want to do anything that's going to offend anybody. I want to have the utmost respect for the religion, for the messages. And he read it and he gave me his blessing. He said, this is wonderful. I'm so glad you're doing it. This is what this is your gun. I said, okay, I love it. This is great.
Wow.
So then when I was writing it, and I wrote a lot of it, I was stuck in place. But I kept hearing music, and I said, and since I had experience as a songwriter before, when I wrote my kids' songs, I thought, okay, there's something here. Let's put each chapter to a song, and let's make it easy for people to memorize. Because, how many songs do we know all the lyrics to? And what good is it doing it,
You have a book, you have an album of 19 songs, you have a movie that is in the make,
Stage show.
a stage show.
A children's book called Krishna and Arjun that Adi Dave has published here in India. So, the Gita, hopefully. And Sonu said that to me too. So
How did you miss Sonu? Sonu, that's a big highlight in our journey.
he's like a guru, you know what I mean? Such a guru. When I was sitting talking to him in San Jose, he says, I'm going to do this. And he said, you know what? I don't have to do anything yet right now. I'm at that stage in my career. Not everything. I'm really being choosy about which projects I pick. But I think this is important. I think this is your dharma from that.
Wow.
I'm like, that is the highest compliment I could ever receive.
Firstly, yeah.
Get it,
Yes, yes.
That's what I was thinking with my kids. They're singing Only Dharma, How to Farm, E-I-E-I-O. What good does it do them memorizing that? Whereas if they're memorizing verses from the Buddha, that's going to stay with them forever and affect their life profoundly, So I went to my friend, Peter Gagali, he's a music producer and composer. I said, this is my idea. Do you want to do this? And he goes, are you serious? There are 400 verses. Do you know how many verses the song? Like, how are you going to do this?
Yes.
How are you going to do this? I said, let me work. So I condensed it even further to make the song. And then I had to condense it even further because he's like, it's still too long. You're going to have a 10-minute song. You have to have like a 4-minute song, a 5-minute song at the most. You can't have these 10-minute songs. So we worked on it and we honed it and we swung it and really came up with the core essence of the message of each chapter so that it keeps you moving. Then I wanted to get a famous Indian singer. And I didn't know. So my goddaughter said, I guess in the 90s, she had such a crush on him, and she's the singer herself, and she thought, oh my God, she got a good singer. I never heard of them, but finished. So I tried. I went to everyone I know, and you know how there's like 6 degrees of separation. Somehow you can find somebody. I found somebody who knew him, who said he liked the idea, and then he put me in touch with his manager. I talked to his manager. The manager says to me, and remember, I'm in Los Angeles. Manager says to me, and this is on Wednesday. He says, oh, Friday night, he's singing in San Jose, which is just in Northern California. Can you go meet him? I said, yeah, no problem. In the back of my mind, I'm going, oh my gosh, that flight, I got to get the time, all this stuff. But I said, yeah, I'll do it. So he said, okay, Friday at 11, be at this hotel in the lobby, and I'll have you tell me you can play him the song.
Wow.
What do you think? Right?
Fantastic.
So I packed my bag. I get the first flight out Thursday. I get there. Thursday, Friday morning, I have my bags packed, ready to leave, right? I go down to the lobby. I meet some. Oh my gosh.
It's a dream. It's a dream for many, many Indians.
And I'm like, I can't even believe this. He was so gracious, so generous, and loving, And he just had, kind of that energy, that great energy. And we were like, oh, you know? So he says, oh, yeah, and let me hear your song. He's just being all casual like that. We're just like this, let me hear your song. And I had it on my phone. So he's listening. So I'm like, I like it. The video was the whole thing. Just went like that. I like it. We had like a demo singer sing it. Then I like it. My manager will work it out. We'll work it out. They all say, I'm going to Alcatraz right now. We want to, okay, do you want to come to my concert? I did my research on how we went to the concert and I know you're great. Don't worry about it. So he's like, okay, cool, we'll work it out. So we were thinking we would, so we record, I flew to India in December of 19, got him to record. Okay, I said, this was in, okay, I'm getting my time on this.
Take a minute.
In April of 19. And we were trying to work out with his schedule and my schedule, how it was all going to work. It was like not working out. Then my goddaughter said, I'm getting married in December of 19, December 7th. Will you come to my wedding? I'm like, yeah. And I'll go to Mumbai and record a song. So then I called up his manager and said, okay, I'm going to be here this weekend. Like, I thought we'll do it in November, like Thanksgiving weekend. I'm going to be in Mumbai. Can I record with Sonu then? He just happens to be in town. You only have 2 days. It's 2-3 days. Which day can you do? I'm like, either day, whatever. I'm here. I'm so there. And then I'm like, okay, how am I going to put this together? Because I don't know Mumbai. I've never been there. I don't know studio. But Venu's brother is a music producer. And he said, I'll fly to Mumbai. He was living in Delhi at the time. Now he's living in Delhi at the time. And he flew to Mumbai, looked at his studio, booked musicians. We had a bansuri player, a tabla player, we had a sarangi player.
Gorgeous.
It was all
Gorgeous.
We had an amazing engineer there. We had it all set up. Sony comes in, happy as a lark, ready to go, like male first take kind of. And then I'm like, oh, Sony. He's like, yeah, I'm here for the road. We have fun. She sings more. We're playing with some background stuff. I mean, oh my gosh, it was phenomenal.
Wow, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you, really.
So that's how I got Sony.
The whole album came out.
Yeah, so during the pandemic, we recorded the whole album, all 19 songs. There's one for each chapter, plus there's a Maha Mantra. So we recorded the whole, it took 3 years to make this album. That's why I get confused with my timeline is, it took me almost a year to write the book, and then it took me 3 years to write the album and get it produced, and now it's out. Then I said to Vito, okay, let's make a musical. Let's make it a rock. Let's do it. So now we're trying to bring it to the stage. And we wrote a part of Bible book. Stage show. And it's going to be like that. So disarray. And each song is going to be a different. Because there's no story, right, to the Gita. This happens, which with each one. So we're doing that. And I thought,
I think Krishna has a way of getting, like-minded people together to help solve similar problems. My personal motivation in this space is very closely aligned to yours. I think in my personal journey, I've navigated multiple geographies, met people from across different cultures, and what I see is that the deepest minds are the ones that have seen stillness, have chosen faith, see positivity and optimism in people, and are actively choosing service as an act of life. So thank you for meeting me, and this is a great introduction, and I look forward to learning more about you in the days to come.
my new friend.
Maybe you're going to be my mentor. Thank you so much.